It is crazy to me how much data and information we can collect around our eating and exercising and just our habits, our life in general. Um, it's crazy because um, I remember in college, I was tracking I was tracking my workouts and my food log was in a notebook. And the advancement, the upgrade was when I went to a multi-subject notebook so that I could separate where I was tracking my food and my workouts. And it's crazy. It's just crazy to see where we've come in the last 20 years with this stuff, where everything's gone. Now the thing is with all this data and all this information, much of which is relatively easy. Like it's the technology is amazing for what it is. It's not 100% accurate, which is the thing when we talk about tracking that you got to keep in mind that these are absolute estimates. However, when you're looking at estimates, and I'm using it as a blanket term for all of it, I'm talking calorie burns, um, I'm talking well, a lot of it around calories, but a lot of this, like it's an estimate. But if you look at this estimate as your baseline and you see trends over time, because it's very easy to see the trends when you're tracking your progress, um, you really this technology that's fairly accurate, that's fairly accessible and fairly cheap. I would say the vast majority of you guys listening and or watching this, you have some kind of wearable that tracks this stuff, that collects this. And it's not just the eating and the workouts, it's the sleep, it's the heart rate, it's like you can monitor a lot of stuff. The thing again, and a lot of what we talk about is not losing connection with yourself. So a lot of that we talk about is, you see all the stuff thrown at you from a marketing standpoint, from a content standpoint, when you're on your phone, when you're you know, watching TV, whatever it is that you're doing. Like there's constantly you're being bombarded by messages all the time, not just about fitness and weight loss, but it is interesting. Like when I talk about how there's a really interesting dynamic between how we feel about eating, exercise, and how that ties into how we feel about ourselves, our appearance, our worth, our value, all that stuff. So like it's very important that we don't just go on autopilot. We got to stay connected to ourselves for a number of different reasons. But part of that is also with this data collection. It's easy to get, focused and fixated on calorie numbers, on macro percentages, on the game, like things being gamified, which I think is like, listen, when I still have, I'm Apple Watch. I've been Apple Watch for probably 5 years at this point. I like getting the little badges. I like turning them around with my finger when I see them. I'm like, oh, look, I can spend the thing. Anyway, but like I like that, but it's very easy to outsource connection with yourself to just focusing and fixating on the numbers. So as you're doing this, as you're building your forever active lifestyle, or if you're brand new here, I'm going to talk to you about building your forever active lifestyle. Just keep that in mind. And that's basically when I say forever active lifestyle, how do you want to eat and exercise in a way that today you could see yourself doing for the rest of your life? Now, as time goes on, that's going to evolve, that's going to change. But the core, the way that you approach this and the way you feel about it, which is I want you to be calm, confident, and comfortable in doing this. I don't want you to have the mental tug of war going on that so many of us know about when it comes to fitness and weight loss. It's stuff to keep in mind while you're building that forever active lifestyle. And of course, while you're building the forever active lifestyle, you should check out yourlevelfitness.com if you haven't already. I've got the framework there, which helps you take all the information and all the experience you have with weight loss and all of your knowledge of your schedule and your life. Like you're the expert, you're the architect. I just have a structure that can help you put that together on your own. And I do update that sometimes. A lot of this stuff is things that I've put together over the years, just experience like training and coaching people. And like I wanted this to be accessible in a way. I wanted to put this together in a way that people could use it on their own and apply in their own context. That's a big thing with me with this stuff is it's the nuance and the context of your situation that's really going to make all the difference for you. You know how to do all this though. And the other thing that's going to help you, as I say, connecting with yourself is sign up for the journal prompts. That's yourlevelfitness.com/email. I have a theme each week. And then I send you these multi-step prompts. So there's one question, there's a follow-up to that question, follow-up, and then follow-up. They're usually 3 and 4 steps. And again, there's a central theme each week, but they're designed to get you to really, again, flush things out, be able to connect with yourself and live an inside-out life. So that is what I have for you. So if you're listening on the podcast and you're brand new, welcome. If you like what you're hearing, please go ahead and subscribe. If you've been around for a while and you're still listening, you might as well subscribe. I mean, you're taking your chances on just, these episodes continually popping up. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do it. And then once you've subscribed, rate and review the podcast. That helps get the message out. And then share the episode with somebody that you think would benefit from hearing it. Share the podcast as a whole with somebody that you think would benefit from hearing it. And then if you're on YouTube, again, welcome. If you're brand new, if you like what you're watching, please go ahead and subscribe and then share the video. And if you've been around for a while and you're just taking the chance on this coming up as a recommended video, why chance it? Go ahead and subscribe and then share the video as well. So, and then also, speaking of the algorithm, they think you're going to like this video right here. So go ahead, check that out. Don't spend too much time going down the rabbit hole though. Spend more time connecting with yourself, working on this inside out approach and building your forever active lifestyle. So yeah. That is what I have for you. Thank you as always for listening and watching. And I'll talk to you again real soon.